Game against Salt Lake on Saturday appeared to be pretty physical. Did the team respond yesterday at their training session?
Yeah, it was a physical game. Salt Lake City Stallions probably got one of the strongest defensive lines, linebacker group, maybe in the Alliance, although Birmingham's got an excellent group also, that's for sure. But, yeah, our guys played pretty well. Garrett Gilbert took some hits right after he threw the ball, but he was very good getting it off and hanging in the pocket and making plays for us. So it was really a good win, and Salt Lake is probably a little bit better than their record right now.
Had a few guys injured over the weekend. Terrence Garvin had to miss Saturday's game. Do you know what his status is right now?
Yeah, we think Terrence should be back this week for the Birmingham game. He had some swelling a little bit in his knee, just didn't feel 100%. So we held him out for the game last week, and hopefully he'll be ready to go this week.
What about Will Hill? He had to leave the game.
Yeah, Will did. He got a slight concussion and had to leave the game, had to get checked out. There's a chance he may miss this week, but I guess we'll know probably by Thursday or so.
How's Ryan Davis doing?
Ryan Davis is coming along nicely. As we all know, he had a severe concussion the San Antonio game, and he's still on the injured list. He'll be out several weeks, and we'll see if he can come back later in the season.
And then Jarrell Worthy. Could we possibly see him back this week?
Yeah, Jarrell's got a chance. Yeah, he had an injury in that last preseason practice game we had out there, and he has to sit out 4 weeks, so he's done that. So if he passes all the medical tests, he certainly could play this week.
We had 3 or 4 running backs kind of carry the load this week on the ground. Having that many guys who can successfully move the ball for you, does that impact the way you game plan and scheme? How does that help you as a play caller?
No, not really. I don't even know who's out there, but they're all 3 very capable of blocking, running, catching, and so forth. And it was good to see Akeem get in there and make some yards again. Dearness has played very well, and Davion. Davion made some big-time runs there. With the draw play and 4th and 1, he got hit at the line of scrimmage and broke off the tackler and made the first down. So they're all very capable, and Coach David Reeves, he puts them in and out. A lot of times I don't even know who's in there.
Garrett Gilbert's the only quarterback in the Alliance with over 1,000 passing yards so far this season. How much has the trust between the two of you developed as the season goes on?
The trust, we've always had trust. A few plays here or there, I think he can do better. But I tell you what, the other night he stood in the pocket and made some outstanding throws and then got hit right afterwards. He got hit probably more the other night at Utah than any time this year. But he's tough. He's a competitor and run the ball every now and then. And really threw the ball beautifully in the conditions we had the last game. 22 of 33, I think we were. So he's an outstanding player.
Elliott Fry couldn't possibly be off to a better start as the kicker. Seems doesn't matter the conditions. He's able to make them when you need him to. What makes him different from other kickers maybe that you've coached? Well,
certainly I saw Elliott all 4 years he kicked at South Carolina. He's the leading scorer in school history, so he's pretty doggone good. And during tryout camp, certainly I wanted to get Elliott on our team, and now I think everybody understands why we wanted Elliott. He actually belonged to Birmingham originally because of South Carolina. They get all their graduates. But Elliott just needed opportunity. He tried out for a couple of NFL teams, and I think he told me, he said, "Coach, I made every kick," and they told me I wasn't good enough to come back. So sometimes, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I think Elliott's 8 for 8 right now, and best kicker in the league. He's got to be right now.
This team's only been together 6 or so days as a team, but their chemistry seems to have come along really quickly. Are you surprised at that?
Well, hopefully we've got a group of guys that have good attitudes. I think we do, and they want to play well. Not only for our team, that's the first thing. I want to play well for my teammates, my coaches. We're all on the team together, but also for their future. I mean, they still, I think all the guys have dreams of playing in the NFL, and this is a step that can help them get there. So every game we're auditioning, they are auditioning for maybe something bigger. And we hope half the team or more gets a chance to go to the NFL next season.
Birmingham took their first loss over the weekend, but they have one of the better defenses in the Alliance, especially in the red zone. What have you seen on film from the Iron?
Yeah, Birmingham, their head coach Tim Lewis, NFL defensive coordinator several years. They seem to really know what they're doing defensively, and they've given up a few points. They make people kick field goals, and sometimes you kick a bunch of field goals, don't get touchdowns, you get beat. So we got to try to find ways to get some touchdowns on these guys. Our defense has got to play well. We're not a whole lot better than anybody. If we are better than a lot of these teams, we got to play better. Got to coach better and play better. We do those things, that gives us the best chance to win.
Is there something you've seen from Birmingham so far that makes them so tough inside the 10?
Well, they're hard to run on down there, that's for sure. I think San Antonio had 4 cracks at the 1-yard line and didn't make it and had to kick a field goal on their 4th try. So, I don't know if we need to try up the middle against them or where, but we'll hopefully have a play or two that can work if we get down there. That's first objective, get down there. So we'll see how it plays out.
The Birmingham quarterback, Luis Perez, came from a small school, Texas A&M Commerce. Was he one of the guys that maybe caught your eye at the quarterback combine?
Yeah, they had that tryout in San Antonio for all the quarterbacks in the Alliance, and we certainly had him highly rated. He was gone, I think, in the first round, but we definitely had Garrett Gilbert as the guy we wanted to take, and Garrett was available, I think, 2nd or 3rd pick, 4th pick, I think is what we had. And then we picked as we went down the line there. But, Luis Perez caught a lot of people's attention in that tryout camp in San Antonio, and he's the starter for Birmingham.
What did you see about him that he did well?
He just threw the ball well, and he threw for a ton of yards in college. He went to, I think, Texas Commerce, but he owns all the school records for yards and so forth. So he's an excellent passer and has played well for Birmingham.
Birmingham likes to spread the ball around. Perez completed passes to 7 different players against San Antonio this weekend. What are your plans to defend that many receivers who can?
We'll try to play our coverages, try to get a good pass rush. That's usually how you stop passing teams. Have a good rush and cover your assignment. Really proud of our team not giving up the big play last week, like we've done several times before, and we didn't give up the big interference call either that we seem to have had several games before. So you just you try to play your coverages and play your defense well, and keep doing it the whole game, and then we'll see what the score is when it's all over.
Trent Richardson, the running back for Birmingham, gets a lot of attention, but they had another running back who gained about 64 yards over the weekend. Yeah,
Trent is their red zone guy. I think he scored about all their touchdowns and scored one again last week. So he's a big, strong, tough running back. Everybody knows his days at Alabama, NFL several years. So we got to slow him down. And the other running back's very good also. So, hey, Birmingham's a good team, and they've lost one game by 1 point. They easily could be 4-0, just like we are.
The game's at Legion Field in Birmingham this weekend. That's been kind of a lucky sight for you as a coach when you won your first SEC championship there over Alabama.
Well, it was the first of the championship years. We actually won it in 90 and 91, but they started the championship game there in 92. And we lost Alabama the first one and beat Alabama the second one there in 93. But anyway, all that's history. That was 25 years ago, and it'll have no bearing on what happens up there Saturday afternoon, I think is when we're playing.
This team is 4-0. I know it's not something to dwell on, but this is the day to at least mention it. How do you feel at this point? Because you've said throughout the season we could play better, yet we're the last standing undefeated team in the Alliance.
Well, that just means we're leading our division right now, I guess. But there's 6 games left in the regular season, and we have planned, hopefully, to play 2 playoff games. But still, the first objective is try to win your division and go from there. So this is a huge game. If Birmingham beats us, we're tied with them. Atlanta won, Memphis won last week. We're not even halfway through the season. So if we're going to have that big year, we got to play a little bit better every week as the season goes. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Does that make you happy as a coach, knowing that this team's been able to win all its games so far, but still has potential to be even better?
Well, certainly we hope we have a chance to be better, but until you do it, it's just all thinking. But yeah, it's we're off to a good start, but some teams open up hot and go bad, so we're going to try our best not to go bad.
Just one more, Coach. It seemed like Salt Lake played really well the first 3 quarters or so on Saturday. Did something change that the defensive coaches maybe noticed in the scheme that enabled us to
I don't think so. I think we just kept playing our coverages and our defense and started playing better. But you're right. We've offensively 3 of the 4 games we've punted after the first possession, and then finally get something going. And our defense, I don't think we forced a punt the first possession. So anyway, we get better as the game goes, especially defensively and offensively also. And it was really a good second half for us. They did have 1 drive for a touchdown, but defense give up 11 points. We should be able to score more than 11 offensively, and it worked out last week. All right.